Hello everybody, I'm Conquering History Games and welcome back to part 5 of my Patagonian Workers Front campaign here in Hearts of Iron for Moereich. This is going to be a very big episode for more reasons than you might think. We'll talk about it when we get there. So we've started the first National Trade Union Congress, and let's just go ahead and jump on into it. I'm not going to do a general today because there's a lot of other reading we're going to be doing today. So, the candidates of the CUSC, these are the totalists. The defeat of Bolshevism and the rise of syndicalism severely weakened the Argentinian Communist Party during the infancy of the revolution, but its many advocates managed to keep their ideals alive for long enough to form their own trade union, the Comité de Unidad Sindical Clasista. However, the party started to gain a lot of traction during the revolution as a direct reaction to anarchists, as many in Argentina see them as dangerous and see the communists as a way to combat them, while still being able to fit into the new revolutionary society. Despite largely being the underdogs for the Congress, their newly found strength has allowed them to be able to have a significant chance at winning the Congress. And as such, the CUSC has opted to not try and split the votes, and has unanimously appointed Rodolfo Gioldi as their leading delegate in the Congress. You got 3% popularity, guys. There's not a lot to split there. Only time will tell if Gioldi's approach to our ideals will be enough for us to come out on top. The legacy of Lenin endures. So it looks like effectively the three options we're going to have here is... Wait, was Giovanni the one who was the leader of the radicals or something? Or no, it was Soto. No, it was Palicio. So no, this is the path, not this. So it looks like the differences here we're going to have are we might end up going anarchist moderates, which could I don't think it's necessarily what do you call it, mutually exclusive, but I think that they can restore the suspended constitution and they could also aid the world revolution. Or we could end up with the Socialist Party moderates, which can go down here to, well, they can like reconcile with the church. But they can restore the suspended constitution, or they can maintain revolutionary democracy. I don't know if they have access to United South American States. I think they do have access to it. No, we have to encourage patriotism. Never mind. So, okay. So I think we're... Okay, no, we can go communist supremacy here. This is the third one. And we're going to RNG it anyway, but I'm just kind of showing you guys the broad strokes of what's going on here. So, if we go communist, this ends in totalists. You know, this is like classical communism, right? Classical meaning in the Bolshevik sense. We joined the Third Internationale. Now, I don't know if that means we can't join it in the other ones. It looks like either way with these constitutions, there's going to be a follow-up election, so I don't know how that's going to go. I'll tell you what, though, aiding that world revolution, that minus 75. Oh, no, right here you can join the Third Internationale as well. Okay. Got it. Let's go ahead and... What were we doing? We were furthering development. We're doing some resource exploitation. And then we've got some bad stuff here, like the economic fallout and the resistance to socialism. So we have a lot of negative modifiers that we've got to get rid of. Let's get this Congress together so we can start doing that. Excuse me. A little sip of water here. Oh, that's where it... Sorry, I was looking for something earlier today, and now I just saw it here on my desk right next to my mug, and I was looking for it in the other room. Okay. Fate of the reactionary Argentinian regime. The Congress of the Trade Unions has finally opened session with their first proposal. During the... Hold on, let me pull up the random number generator. Okay. The Congress of the Trade Unions has finally opened session with their first proposal. During the war, it was pretty much left to each faction to deal with any captured soldiers and civilians, which, while leading to some degree of clemency on some occasions, it has unfortunately ended terribly for the captured in several cases, and it's why a united response by the TUC has been deemed necessary. The first delegation to take the stage was one of the FORA, so these are the Radical Socialists, advocating that only the leaders of the Liga Patriotica LP should be put on trial, arguing the concepts of obedience debenta de obedience, which would absolve most military commanders and civil servants from any connection to the regime unless they were direct members of the LP, that being the Liga Patriotica. This proposal, while being incredibly unpopular with the other Congress factions, it's very popular outside the TUC, as many former civil servants had no choice but to join the new regime or be left unemployed in the middle of an economic crisis. The anarchists were next to propose a solution to the old regime. Each person, no matter their rank and file, would be put on trial individually for their actions, and, if found guilty, would either spend a considerable time in prison or suffer the ultimate penalty for their crimes against the workers. A naturally popular proposal amongst radicals, socialist delegates have protested the implications of the proposal, as it would mark the revolutionary movement to be as bloodthirsty and oppressive as the Liga Patriotica itself was against the workers. Finally, the CUSC, with support from the Internationale, has proposed for the former members of the regime to be taken to forced labor camps. These camps would allow the convicted to work off their sentences and possibly avoid the death penalty by providing a useful service to the nation. The proposal seems to be striking a good middle ground, while not as merciful as the socialist one and not as harsh as the anarchist one. It's drawing moderates from both sides towards it, trying to draw a compromise, even if the bill has not exactly clarified how long would the sentences be, or how the conditions or locations of the camps would be. Whether that proposal or one of the others will finally win out remains to be seen. So, radical socialist, syndicalism, or totalism, let's set it up. Okay, generate. And the winner is number 1. So for this one, we're going to punish only the leadership. This is so interesting. It's like kind of, I don't know what's going to happen because of the RNG. All right. Now we wait. Okay, yeah, well, you're done here. Let's go ahead and bring Chikov back. Hold on. Where's our third Internationale? Oh, right! I forgot I sent them up here. Zukov, the Blizzard. Yeah, not a whole lot we could do here. Totalists in the Baratia commune. How about that portrait? What's up with that? Okay, looking good, looking good. CNT. Alright, fate of the federal system. The second major debate of the Trade Union Congress regards the nature of the federal system in Argentina. As per the Argentine Constitution, Argentina has several provinces that answer to a federal government. While some entities in Argentina are still marked as territories, proposals to turn those into new provinces had been made and were interrupted by the Christmas coup. However, with the success of our revolution, the different trade union delegations disagree on what path to follow going forward. The FORA, for their part, proposed that no change should be held, and that the territories considered for provinces like Santa Cruz and Chubut in the south should be turned into provinces along with the remaining territories. By contrast, the CUSC has said that the system should be changed in favor of a centralization of power that puts more emphasis on the federal government, somewhat resembling the unitary proposals that had appeared during the Argentinian warlord period. Completely opposed to both proposals, the USA, that's the syndicalists, which is kind of interesting because it's like the syndicalists are kind of the anarchists in Argentina, it seems like. Though I think we went with the less extreme version. We didn't go way out here with the radicals. That we ended up rolling that anyway. They propose that the system should be abolished instead, and a new one based around popular councils should be formed. While this last proposal has caused plenty of controversy, the new delegates will have to decide which one shall be more beneficial to the rule of the new government. So, once again here, radical socialist, syndicalism, or totalism, and we are going to roll. Goodness gracious, we got Rad socialisms again. So wait, the current system, this is the... Which one is this again? No changes. The territories considered for provinces should be turned into provinces along with the remaining territories. Okay. Oh boy. This is gonna suck if we end up going communist. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be real bad. Because we're gonna have like 2% popularity. Alright, what's going on here? Peace conference is over. Wait, what's going on out here? Yeah, the Najd have won. Wow. Okay, getting real interesting out here in Arabia. And they immediately declared war on the Ottoman Empire. I don't think that's gonna go too hot. Okay. So let's keep checking out what's going on here in the meantime. Still pushing, still pushing. Yeah, CNT's doing very nice right now. We're doing up hot. Now, just kind of out of curiosity, what's in here? We got Chilean and Argentinian guns, including artillery in this brigade. Truly international. Crisis on the Dawn. Okay, yeah, so Wrangel's going after, or Kirel, in this case, is going after the Don Kuban Union. But the Don Kuban Union did not join a faction. I'm not sure what they thought was going to happen. Okay, the fate of the Constitution. Out of curiosity, is this going to affect what's possible later on? I don't know. So, the final major decision of the Trade Union Congress is the fate of the old Argentine Constitution. While the restructuring discussion of the federal system loosely touched upon the Constitution, now more far-reaching changes have been proposed by the CUSC. The FORA, as expected, has refused to do anything besides a few amendments to the Constitution to ensure a new coup d'etat like the one orchestrated by the Liga Patriotica can never happen again. The CUSC, on the other hand, argue that the Constitution should be redrafted, while some sections of the original should remain. A new one reflecting the new character of Argentina should be created. The USA, meaning the syndicalists unsurprisingly, have opposed both proposals and have decided that they prefer the nation to simply nullify the existing constitution and move forward without one, instead encouraging individual communities to adopt a constitution if they so desire. As the final major subject of the TUC, it is expected that Chairman Soto will address some words to the public after the final details of the TUC are dealt with. Words that may decide the fate of the nation. Alright, here we go. So, look, I don't want you guys to think I'm cheating because I got, one twice in a row. Here we go. Generate. Okay, we got 2. So we're going to nullify the Constitution. This is increasing the popularity of the syndicalists now. So, what are we going to end up with? I wonder if because we went with mixed, do you think that means we're going to get the moderates? Because they're a mixed party? No, that probably would have been the radical socialists. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. The Damocles Project has begun. Nukes inbound. We got a little aluminium. I probably should at some point make some decent infantry, huh? We're going to have to think about what we want to do with that. Patagonian riders. Why do these have armored cars here? Oh, right, because I was using them as garrisons. I forgot that they were in the main army. Okay, let's duplicate that and just... Or you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Never mind. It's fine. We're probably not going to be fighting wars with the cavalry anymore going forward. Okay. So now... That's it. We are officially out of political power. No bueno. No bueno at all. So we got to do some things about this here. But in a few days, I think the Congress will be over and we're going to find out what our government is. There it is. National focus completed. The TUC closes with Soto's speech. Does that mean we're syndicalists? At the end of the TUC, Chairman Soto has come forward and given a closing speech to the event. However, unexpectedly, he has also announced that he'll be stepping down in favor of a candidate proposed by the Fora. Ah, that's the, Oh, it's Neapolitan from Ruby! Nice! Nice! I'm actually going to be catching up on Ruby later today. Because the finale's dropping tomorrow. For the season. All right. Well, okay, so we're Rad Sox. With the fora having become the dominant wing of the trade union Congress, it seems that the chairman has seen the writing on the wall and has decided that instead of forcing friction between his beloved USA and the now dominant fora, he will step down in favor of the majority faction. As such, the new chairman, Alfredo Palacios, has been appointed by Soto and will be sworn into office in the next few days. While many see this as the revolutionary government finally settling down, others worry this may spell even more instability in the future. Only time will tell. So we are now the Socialist Republic of Argentina. I'll try to remember to change the name in the next episode. The thumbnail's definitely going to change in the next episode, as we will see in pretty soon here, I think. So, the forces of the Frente Obrero Patagónico have triumphed decisively over Carles' Argentina and seized the capital of Buenos Aires. With this victory, the socialists have openly proclaimed the creation of a true Socialist Republic of Argentina and the start of a new age for socialism in South America. A number of leading figures in the previous administration, as well as other notables, have been seen fleeing the country by ship. Though most of the nation's population still remain temperamentally against socialist policies, the rise of a syndicalist Argentina could upset the delicate balance of regional politics for years to come. A serious victory for socialism. So I wonder if they went with Neapolitan because, well, let's check. Yep, there it is, Socialist Party moderates. After decades of struggle, the Socialist Party has finally managed to become the dominant force in Argentine politics. Unsurprisingly, it has been fairly well received by the public, as the Socialist Party already had a history of sensible compromises and welfare bills, and it is expected that their rule, while not as radical as the other unions, will still try to reform our nation in favor of the workers. This is going to increase the popularity of radical socialists and social liberals. So I wonder if that's why Neapolitan was picked, because of the colors coming together. That's why they chose him for this portrait, or her for this portrait. That's awesome. Okay, anyway, who is this person, Alfredo Palacios? Because I don't know. Alfredo Lorenzo Ramon Palacios has long since been a symbol of the growth of moderate socialism in Argentina. Known as the lawyer of the poor for accepting to act as lawyer in cases where his clients, usually working class members, could not afford his services without charging them, Alfredo became the first socialist deputy in Argentina by earning the votes of the workers of the immigrant-dominated neighbor of La Boca. As deputy, he continuously pushed for pro-labor legislation, but due to the complicated Argentinian political landscape or his own personal convictions, he was never able to finish any of his mandates as deputy. Having been kicked out of the Socialist Party in 1915 for accepting to duel another politician, an act that was forbidden by the party, wow, he worked mostly as professor in the Universidad de Buenos Aires until he became headmaster of the Universidad Nacional de La Plata. Unlike the Baldomeristas in the Socialist Party, Palacios silently opposed the Patagonian Revolution, choosing instead to campaign for change within the system, until the Christmas coup forced Palacios to go into hiding. Resurfacing after the Patagonian victory, Alfredo was quickly able to utilize his political clout to earn his candidacy to General Secretary, and now he stands as the leader of the Argentine nation. An idealist man, Palacios seeks to follow Juan B. Justo's dream, and so he'll seek to restore the Argentine Republic as it was before the revolution, before continuing to reform it into being a workers' paradise. Truly the duality of man. He sounds like the perfect guy on paper to unite the country. Let's see how this all goes. So let's trade with France, because we like to do that. We want to help them out. They're the big brother. Although we're actually not in the Third International right now. Yeah, so I don't actually know where we go from here in terms of expansion. Like if okay, let's say we wanted to justify, right? We need 50% tension. I'm sure Brazil's going to attack us at some point no matter what. So we got to ask ourselves, what is the new goal of the campaign now that we're done here? Well, I'm going to answer that question in a couple of minutes, because we have a very important thing that I think is about to happen. I think. Oh, nice. New decisions here. Handling the civil unrest. Active for 90 days. When it's removed, we get stability, and it's going to modify the resistance to socialism. Okay, great. Then reconstructing the north. This is also going to help fix up the economic fallout. We've also got foreign volunteers that we could send. Okay, great. I think these all just do the same thing anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I guess the first thing we need to do is... I guess I'll just go from top to bottom. Propaganda offensive. 3 months, huh? So this costs me 10,000 manpower and 5% war support. Then down here, this requires civilian factories, which I don't think I have, actually. So... unless I did this and this... there we go. So, for also 3 days, modifies the economic fallout of the revolution. So it's going to take a year. Each of these takes 3 months. It's going to take a year. So we'll be done by December 38. I've heard worse. We can work on other things in the meantime. Let's begin the reconstruction of the North. Okay. The fall of Denver. USA can't take much more. Our attaché is still out there, right? Yeah. But I notice we now just have the Argentinian flag. I guess because we're now just saying we're not our own country, we're just all still Argentina. We're just socialists now. We have a different color. I'll probably still keep the red-black flag, though, for the thumbnail moving forward in this campaign. Because I just think it's a great flag. Maybe the colors could be flipped. I don't know. I go back and forth on it. What's the priority here, then? Let's... you know, land doctrine takes so long, and I'm sure we're going to go war again one way or the other. So let's do that. Expeditionary force. Yes, this is what I was waiting for. So hold on. There's going to be a cut where I make a save file. Okay, we're back. So, at about now or within the next minute, I'm going to put a little thing up in the corner for you to follow a link to the other series that is going to branch off of this channel. So let's first read this, or maybe after I read this, that's when I'll put the link. Expeditionary force leaves the Socialist Republic of Argentina. With the defeat of the reactionary regime in Argentina, the generals that aided our fledgling military have fulfilled their objectives, and the leadership in the Commune of France has recalled them in preparation for the final showdown with Germany. While we will now be left to fend for ourselves, the lessons we've learned with their aid will help us create an armed force capable of aiding the Internationale in their efforts towards world revolution. Fare thee well. So, if you want to keep following Nona, Clara, and of course, Katyusha, and their adventures, I did some time ago say that I was going to do a Moereich Commune of France campaign. That ended up getting derailed for reasons I don't want to get into, but follow the links that I'm going to put on the screen in the corner or whatever, or maybe in the description, and we're going to go... what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag over to the Commune of France, and we're going to play as them with our Russian exile troops, with the express goal of creating a red Russia for them to go back home to. Also, it's going to be an interesting challenge compared to the Cyrillian campaign I did. When did I do that? Like in November last year? It was relatively recent. But because we're 2 years into the game, I won't have been able to guide the Commune of France. I don't even know what their ideology is right now. Okay, yeah, they're syndicalists. So it's going to be interesting, but like I don't know what their economic plans are and stuff. But it'll be interesting to see how I do against Germany and the Reichspakt and Russia and everyone else. When I basically have got, I don't want to say that I'm 2 years behind, but I haven't been able to guide the country the way I've wanted to. So we'll have to figure out how to win that way. Okay, so let's get back to Argentina though, shall we? So there's going to be a branching of series now. I'm gonna be playing out this Argentinian one, and I'm also going to be playing up here. Something new and different I've never done before. It should be interesting. They didn't leave. What's going on? Does it take a day? Do we have to wait till midnight? Okay, I might have spoken too soon. What's going on? Clara and Katyusha are still here. Oh, there they go. Okay. Yeah, so they're gone. Now we have to use the homegrown talent. But I think we're going to go ahead and promote... Actually... Hannaford's fun, but we've got a lot. We still got some good homegrown talent around here. Plenty of infantry officers, which is nice. We're not going to use Justo. I don't like the politically connected thing. How about we use Paulina for right now? As our new Paulina Mansurova, who we'll read about next time. Actually, this is perfect. We'll read about her right now. This is why she's perfect to take over for Tukhachevsky. Field Marshal Paulina Mansurova, born circa 1915 in the Argentinian capital Buenos Aires City. Born to a family of Russian Bolshevik exiles, Paulina learned from her family the crude reality of the Russian Civil War. Nevertheless, when the FOP formed, she decided to risk her life in order to help the revolution. Despite not having formal military experience, her handling of both Spanish and Russian language have facilitated communication between the military staff and many of the Russian exiles who now reside in the FOP. Important notes: she is known to be in contact with Mikhail Frunze and Mikhail Tukhachevsky, from whom she's currently learning formal military strategy. Great. I just wish that the portrait had been maybe one of the girls from the Das film, you know, the ones who the little freshman Russians that are working on they're in the KV2 and yet still they're throwing the ammo around like nothing, even though they're little girls. Fantastic. So we got ourselves a skilled staffer here. That's pretty freaking awesome. Although I'm not sure how big of an army we're ever going to be able to support down here in South America. So let's start figuring out what it is we want to do next. Now, we can expand bureaucracy in the north. Basically, the whole rest of the tree has been opened up to us, so we need to start figuring out our priorities. And I think that our main priority needs to be getting down to education reform so we can get ahead of the rest of the South American countries. Although, on the other hand, maybe doing something about this constitution one way or another could be pretty good as well. Encourage worker cooperatives. Oh, we're not allowed to do the revolutionary democracy. So, okay, we definitely have to go to the left. But we can get some of this other stuff, too, which is nice. I think what we want to do is... let's first expand the Hogar Obrero so we can get some quick extra daily political power gain, which I think will just get us to where we're not in the negatives. Actually, I think we'll be slightly short of, but where we're going to try to get out of where we're taking negative loss every day. So the Hogar Obrero, a construction cooperative created in 1905, has been the preferred company for socialists. We're going to try to end homelessness in Argentina. Okay. So for our primary general, until I think of something else, we'll go ahead and use Hannaford. And we'll get on the border with Brazil, just because, you know, Argentina and Brazil. It's like the Yankees and the Red Sox. Better safe than sorry. Oh, cool. We could also do some other stuff here. We can now clear some space in northern Patagonia and clear space in southern Patagonia, which these are actually not good for me, but I'm doing them for role playing. You know, the decisions are fun. Okay. So we're still taking almost a quarter of a point of loss a day because I just took those clear spaces things, but we're going to get some other stuff down here. Now, once we restore the Constitution, that's going to increase our daily political power gain. It's going to help with stability, which we really need because we're at minus 50 right now. And social conservatism, social liberalism, and radical socialism will all get more popular, and then we're going to have national elections. So I don't know if we're going to keep Palacios. No, yeah, freaking Neapolitan. It's great. Though I don't recall Neapolitan ever having cleavage. She keeps it classy. Let's train up what we've got, which ain't much. Now, who are we likely to have to go to war with? We got some, I don't know. I really don't. Now, I think there's supposed to be something that happens if you take over all of South America. Or, like, you could like, rename the continent or something. I'll have to look into that. Or explore that as an option. I don't know. Because it could be a potentially good goal. But, oh yeah, I was like, what is the new goal? So, the new goal for right now, we got to go ahead and restore that suspended constitution. We've got some development schemes down here that I would like to do. And besides that, I don't know if there's anything in particular we would want to do at the moment. No effect. What? But we'll figure it out. We can go mass assault and mobile or superior firepower grand battle plan. Well, we're already in grand battle plan. We're kind of committed, so I guess we're gonna do the Red Army. Okay, and we'll get a new division template at some point. So let's try to not spend army experience until then. Anyway, I'm very excited for this kind of split campaign concept. Should be interesting, or at least I think it's going to be. I'm Conquering History Games. Please be sure to take care and subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell so you'll be notified whenever new videos in either of these campaigns go live. I'll see you next time.